Brought to you by Rainier Bank. No one knows you, works for you, comes through for you like a Rainier banker. And now, Como TV Sports Director, Bruce King.
Hi, everybody. We welcome you to the biggest night of the year in high school basketball. The State High School Boys AAA and AA Championships live from the Coliseum. Game number one, you heard just a moment ago, for the AA Championship, that's Olympia against defending champion Mark Morris. And then the dream match. AAA Championship game to follow at 9 o'clock. And that brings together the number one team in the state, Garfield, against the number two team in the state, the Curtis Vikings, a team that played in the finals last year. Now to bring you the play-by-play action of game number one, the AA Championship. Here's Rick Meter, and working with him tonight and with me later on to bring you the AAA game, Marv Harshman, the former head coach of the Husky and a basketball Hall of Famer. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Bruce. Good evening, everybody. We want to say right off the bat, we don't want anyone to get the idea that this is a preliminary game to the fans, to the players, to the coaches at these AA schools. This is everything. This is the big one, right?
This is just like the NCAA for these kids. And I still say this is the greatest show in basketball, the high school tournaments.
Should be an exciting game. You've got a team coming back that won the championship last year. It's really been here 3 years in a row. Olympia was here last year, got knocked out in the first game, but this is a good team. Maybe kind of like Mark Morris was last year, a little bigger, and Mark Morris is not quite as big.
I think it's a very well-balanced matchup. Both sides have inside people with strength, board strength. They have very good guards. I'd say I might give Mark Morris the edge at the backcourt because of Mike Peterson. More physical, probably more of a dynamic leader.
Mike Peterson, one of the names you'll be hearing a lot tonight. We asked coaches from both teams to identify a couple of players who they thought would have the biggest impact on the game. And Mark Morris coach Dave Denny said Brian Fredrickson and Mike Peterson. Fredrickson, the 6'7 senior, Mr. Inside. Mike Peterson, the 5'8 senior guard, Mr. Outside. He averages 18 points a game. There he is, a good shot of him, number 20. He had 30 in the semifinal win over Shorewood last night. Now for Olympia, two players to watch. Starting guard Mike Cooper and starting forward Neil Larson. Now, they might not have the biggest stats of this team. Look for Cook inside and Vogler inside. They're the big kids, but Cooper has to have a good game offensively. He also has to do a defensive job on Peterson. Neil Larson, kind of a swing man. He can score. He was in foul trouble in one of the games, but he could be a big factor in this game.
You know, I really think Neil Larson might be the key to Olympia's winning, because I think the other two big kids are going to have to hold the big center for Mark Morris Fredrickson down. And so I think if Larson has a good game, if he can dominate at the small forward, then I think Olympia has a better chance to win.
All right, both teams on the floor warming up. We're going to take a short break and come back with the introduction of tonight's starting lineups in just a moment. The national anthem sung by the Issaquah Men's Quartet. Let's go now to public address announcer Paul Highsmith for tonight's player introduction.
First, number 4, Jerry Schrader. Number 10, Gordon Hicks. Number 12, Carl Manning. Number 30, Matt Lane. Number 32, Chris Westby. Number 34, Dave Heath. And number 40, Steve Kirshner. These non-starters for the Mark Morris Monarchs. Number 10, Jeff Denny. Number 12, Max Anderson. Number 22, Matt Davis. Number 32, Toby Landers. Number 34, Mike Smith. Number 40, Jeff Graves. And number 44, Sean Mers. And now here are the starting lineups. First for the Olympia Bears at a guard, a 5'9 senior. Number 20, co-captain John Kiley. For the Mark Morris Monarchs, a 6-foot junior, number 14, Mike Roberts. For the Olympia Bears, a 6-foot senior, co-captain number 22, Mike Cooper. A 5'8 senior, co-captain number 20, Mike Peterson. Starting at the forwards for the Bears, a 6'5 senior, number 24, Neil Larson. For the Monarchs, a 6'3" junior, number 24, co-captain Dave Walling. For the Bears, a 6'6" junior, number 42, Thad Vogler. For the Monarchs, a 6'3" senior, number 30, Scott Johnson. The starting center for the Bears, a 6'5" senior, number 44, John Cook. And for the Monarchs, a 6'7" senior, number 42, Brian Fredrickson. The head coach for the Olympia Bears is Mr. Al Sakiakis. The head coach for the Mark Morris Monarchs is Mr. Dave Denny.
All right, both teams return to their respective benches, and we're just about ready to get underway here in the AA Boys Championship Final. Mark Morris against Olympia. The Monarchs won it all last year, come in with a record of 21-5. The Olympia Bears, top-ranked in AA this year, with a record of 23-2. The fans on their feet, as you see, and we look forward to an exciting basketball game.
There's some good matchups. You know, the big football player has got to give up some height, but maybe he can muscle Fredrickson, and that's going to be a determining factor. Good matchups in the forward possessions, I think, and could be that Mike Peterson, as he has shown already in the tournament, might be a big factor.
Here are the officials for tonight's ball game. Bob Rose and Mike Partlow shaking hands at midcourt, wishing each other a good game, and we wish them well too. Mark Morris, maybe not as big as last year. They lost their big center, 6'9" Scott Brownrigg, but they might be a little quicker and a little better shooting team. Here are the matchups. Roberts and Peterson, the guards for Mark Morris, Kiley and Cooper for Olympia. The forwards, Walling and Johnson for Mark Morris, Larson and Bolger. And inside it'll be Frederick against Cook. The big football player Marv referred to, John Cook, 6'5", 220, headed for Washington on a football scholarship. But in the two games I've seen, he looks to me like he might have earned a basketball scholarship somewhere.
That's right.
Here's the opening tip, and Olympia controls the ball. John Kiley has it at midcourt. Monarchs open in a man-to-man defense. Larson has the ball for Olympia, now hands back to Kiley. He's the point guard, the quarterback of the club. Swinging now baseline. That's Kiley with the ball, matched up against Roberts. Here's Cook with the ball baseline against Fredrickson. Pass out on top. Cooper inside against Peterson. The shot bounces off, and Fredrickson rebounds for Mark Morris. So Olympia can't capitalize on its first opportunity, and now the Monarchs will try. Mike Peterson with the ball. Pull up from 18. Off the rim, and Bolger rebounds for Olympia. This is Kiley with it on the side. Goes on top to Neil Larson. And Cooper. From the floor level, the Bears swinging around to Larson in the corner. He takes it into the paint, tries to get a shot off. It's blocked, and the Monarchs come out with it. That's Mike Roberts with the ball. Quickly down court to Fredrickson. He has a nice shooting touch, and Brian Fredrickson puts it down from about 15 feet, and the Monarchs draw first blood.
Both clubs playing man-to-man. Kind of interesting. I really thought maybe Olympia might start in a zone and see what Mark Morris would do.
Bears with the ball at the other end. This is Bolger outside, 6'7" junior. Here's Larson now, drives inside, bumped about the free throw line. Foul before the shot will be against Scott Johnson of the Monarchs.
I think That's the thing that I was saying before the game, that Larson can be the difference. He's the quickest inside guy on the court.
Non-shooting foul, so the Bears will play it in. Here's Bolger inside, off the glass and in. Nice pass from Cooper. And we're tied at 2. Mike Roberts with the ball at the other end. Knocked away at the free throw line by Kiley, but he got a piece of the arm, and the foul goes against Olympia's John Kiley. First personal, first team foul. The Monarchs play it in right in front of the Olympia bench. Here's Mike Roberts. And Scott Johnson holds the ball high over his head. There's Fredrickson again. Roberts from the corner going to be way short. Didn't get anything that time. The ball came right to John Cook, and we'll go the other way. Olympia has it. This is Kiley. Alley-oops inside the goal. Too high. And the ball goes out of bounds and over to Mark Morris.
It looks to me just in the opening minutes that Olympia possibly might be able to fare better in a running game than Mark Morris does. I think their guards are a little quicker in getting the ball up the court.
Well, we shall see. Mark Morris likes to get up and down the Maples if they can. Peterson can go, and Mike Roberts a pretty good ball handler. We'll see what happens. This is Peterson with the ball, left-handed dribble, drives baseline, go, pump fake, doesn't go. Battle inside. This is Scott Johnson. The shot blocked by Volger, but he's called for the foul. Foul against Olympia's Thad Volger, his first, and that will send Scott Johnson to the free throw line. Here's another look at the action inside.
Well, I thought it was a pretty good check, but he did get him with the body, and that's what you got to call.
Tough to watch both places. You got to watch the ball and you got to watch the bodies. Scott Johnson, 6'3" senior at the line. First free throw is good. He averages about 7 points a game.
Very steady player, though. He plays both ends of the court very well.
Small forward, pretty good ball handler. And a pretty good free throw shooter. Monarchs have the lead by 2. Olympia has the basketball. This is Kiley with it. Neil Larson pulls up at the free throw line. Left-handed jumper from Larson is good, and the Bears have tied it at 4. No good, tipped up by Johnson, no good, and Olympia has it. So the Monarchs get 2 tries and can't convert. The Bears have a chance to take the lead. Here's Cook. Gets the defender in the air, gets the ball back, and banks it in. John Cook scoring for Olympia, and the Bears have the lead.
That's what you call perseverance. He missed, took a bad shot, missed it, but he went and got it.
That's what you like to see in a defensive tackle, right?
Amen.
Olympia leads by 2. Here's Fredrickson. Turnaround jump going to be short, and Volger comes out with it for the Bears. Quickly the other way. This is Kiley with the ball. Inside Cook. Takes Johnson. Swatted away by Brian Fredrickson. And back we go the other way. This is Mike Peterson. Pulls up at the free throw line and cans it.
Good play. Good play. He really pushed the ball well that time.
We're tied at 6 now, and that's the first bucket for Peterson tonight. He comes in averaging 18 points a game. More about him later. Peterson guarding Cooper as the Bears swinging around. Here's Kiley from 18 feet. Nothing but nylon. Kiley for Olympia.
He shot the ball well the other day in the game, and one good thing about him, he only takes good shots normally.
Not a big scorer, averages about 7 a game. Here's Walling with it, now gives to Peterson. He'll pull on the fire. Shot bounces across. Walling rebounds from Mark Morris. Follow won't go as Fredrickson. And the Monarchs fail to convert in 3 tries that time. Here's Fredrickson again. Free throw line jump shot off the bracket. Ball bounces right to Walling. Takes it inside. Turnover before the shot. What was the violation? Stepped on the inline?
No, he called it an offensive charge.
Offensive foul on Johnson of the Monarchs, and we have a timeout down below. We've played 5 minutes of the boys' AA championship game. Olympia leads it by 2, 8-6. Rick Meter along with Marv Harshman at the Seattle Center Coliseum championship game in the boys AA tournament. Olympia leading Mark Morris by 2. We've played 5 minutes in the first quarter. Some of the early stats, looks pretty even all the way around so far.
It really does.
John Kiley brings the ball up for the Bears. This is a pretty well disciplined team. Pretty patient.
Really
for
are.
Good shots. Here's Larson with it inside. Cut off in the paint, but fouled by Dave Walling. Number 24, the junior forward from Mark Morris. Here's the play again.
I got him on the arm.
3 Monarchs there. They had him surrounded, but Larson got what he wanted. It's not the bucket, he got the foul. Neil Larson, good look at him at the free throw line. 6'5" senior, averaging about 8.5 points a game. He had a big first game against Cheney as the Bears won their opener 58-40. Larson had 20 points. He was 9 of 12 from the field. Misses both free throws. Bolger follows. He can't get it, and the Monarchs will bring it the other way. Mike Peterson has the ball. Goes all the way to the baseline. Nothing there, so he goes inside. Fredrickson kicked the ball off his knee and out of bounds. So that's a turnover for the Monarchs, and the Bears get it back.
Vogler's doing a very good job on the boards for Olympia. I didn't think the other day when I watched him that he was that active at the board, but so far he's done a great job.
Bears have the ball again. Larson with it inside. Goes back to the corner to Kiley. He drives in. Here's John Cook. Takes about a 10-footer. Bounces off, but there's Bolger. Offensive rebound for Thad Bolger, and the Bears have a 4-point lead. Bolger with a good job getting position, and there were no Monarchs near.
And now Olympia's in the zone.
Bears with a 4-point lead. Here's Peterson. He's surrounded. Goes back on top to Roberts. They swing it around. Number 32, Toby Landers in the ballgame now for Monarchs. Olympia steals the ball, but a foul whistled against number 20 of Mark Morris, Mike Peterson. Monarchs turned it over. Peterson tried to get it back and was whistled for the foul.
It's one of those that depends what angle you see it from, I think.
And whose side you're on.
Yep.
First foul against Peterson. The Bears have the ball. Here's Larson inside. Puts up that soft jumper. Doesn't go, and he's going to be called for reaching over the back. The ball bounced out to Peterson, and Larson tried to get it back, reached, and he swatted him on the arm.
I think Olympia sees what I think I saw to start the game. They think Larson can dominate the guy that's checking him, and he's trying to take advantage of that.
Mark Morris with the basketball, trailing by 4 points here in the first quarter. Here's Landers, his shot off the rim, and Neil Larson pulls it down for Olympia. And he loses it to Mike Roberts and Mark Morris. Roberts will pump it up from 16 and score. Roberts cuts the Olympia lead to 2. We have just over a minute remaining in the first quarter. Bolger has the ball in the corner for the Bears. Looking for Cook, but decides not to go inside. Here's Kiley with it. Cook, top of the key, inside Neil Larson. Steps around the defender and up off the glass, doesn't get it. Cook with a rebound, however. Cook with the ball baseline. Pull up and shoot from 12 and get it.
The difference seems to be the offensive boards. They've been keeping the ball alive very well, Olympia has.
Doing a good job there, and they have a 4-point lead. Here's Roberts, free throw line. Now Toby Landers. Roberts will take the shot. Doesn't get it, and Bolger rebound. Bears push the ball up court quickly. They have 20 seconds here in the quarter. This is John Cook with the ball, top of the circle. Now Kiley. Calls out play number 5, 10 seconds to go. The Bears will get the last shot. Cook with it, just beyond the free throw line, doesn't go. Fought for in the corner, but the horn sounds before either team can control it. We've come to the end of the first quarter of the AA Boys game. Olympia leads Mark Morris 12. Tonight's broadcast is a production of Como TV and Campbell Sports under the broadcast rights granted by the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association. Any rebroadcast or other use of this program without the expressed written consent of the WIAA is prohibited. A quick look at first quarter stats reflects the difference on the scoreboard. Mark Morris shooting about 30%, and Olympia the advantage on the boards.
Yep. And also 50% or 500%, whatever way you look at it.
Getting off more shots and getting more shots in the basket. Ball knocked out of bounds across the way. Mark Morris has possession. Walling with the ball inbounds to Mike Roberts. This is Walling with it, free throw line. They go in the corner now, Toby Landis. Here's Roberts open at the free throw line. He'll take the shot. It'll be short. Fredrickson follows. Can't get it down.
They had the guy out in the breakaway, and he wasn't seen.
So the Bears have it at the other end. This is Kiley on the dribble. And Cook outside. Working against that man-to-man defense. Here's Cook at the free throw line, turns quickly, goes inside, loses the ball, but Larson gets it. His shot doesn't go. Can Cook get it in? Yes. John Cook scoring for Olympia, and the Bears have a 6-point lead. He had a shot just about like that one last night to win the game against Shorewood with 14 seconds left.
They continue to get the extra shots, and that's the difference in the ball game.
Here's Peterson with it for the Monarchs. Landers from the baseline decides not to shoot. Here's Walling. Now Peterson will take it from 16 and score. Mike Peterson averaging 18 points a game. He had 30 in the semifinal win over West Valley last night. He's the number 2 all-time AA tournament scorer, averaging over 21 points a game in tournament play.
I was surprised they let him loose. I thought their strategy was Fredrickson and Peterson are going to have to earn their shots and make the other guys beat you.
Bolger misses twice for the Bears, but gets the ball back, and Olympia has it. Here's Cook inside. Fredrickson tried for the block, but was whistled for the foul. So Cook will go to the line to shoot 2. And Brian Fredrickson takes his seat for the Monarchs.
44 blue at the line.
Scott Johnson back in the game for Mark Morris. This is John Cook at the free throw line, 6'5", 220 pounds, an all-state player in football and headed for the Huskies this fall. Averages just over 12 points a game. He's a 75% free throw shooter.
He's really a good-looking shooter for a kid that football players, you kind of think of guys with no touch.
As you can see, he has a very nice touch. 6-point lead for Olympia. They steal it back. That's Kiley with the steal and the lay-in. John Kiley. Bears come back with full court pressure. This is Mike Roberts with the ball for Mark Morris. And another steal by Kiley of Olympia. Got a 1-on-2 break now. Cook comes down to help. This is Neil Larson with the ball. And Cook inside. Step around move. And the bank shot good by John Cook.
They're tougher inside. Peterson made the mistake of a lot of good players. He felt he had to start picking it up by himself, and you just can't beat 5 guys.
And Coach Dave Denny wants timeout. Mark Morris trails it by 10. 5:21 left first half. To salute the boys and girls teams who won the state Class B basketball titles last week in the Spokane Coliseum. It was the Hunter Lions over the Willapa Valley Vikings for the girls championship, and the Liberty Lancers captured the title from the 6-time state champion Reardon Indians. Those final scores: boys Liberty 61, Reardon 44. In the girls game, Hunters over Willapa Valley 47-40. Back to action here in the AA Boys Championship game. 5 minutes left to go second quarter. Mark Morris trailing it by 10. Fredrickson shot won't go. But the Bears
strong.
turn it over. No
Strong.
possession in backcourt.
The zone has bothered Mark Morris. They have not had that many good shots, and they're only getting one.
They'll get another chance here as Mike Roberts will play the ball inbounds. Looks for Fredrickson. Better get in soon. Here's Peterson inside. A couple of pump fakes up off the glass. Won't go. Neil Larson rebounds for Olympia. And Mark Morris just can't get the ball in the hole. Before those two tries, they were 4 for 12. Olympia shooting over 56%, 9 for 16 so far. Bears have the ball. This is Kiley in the corner. Really looks like they're looking for the big guys inside.
Yeah, Cook has been able to take advantage of his man, and so they've been going to him. Earlier, they were going to Larson.
Cooper's shot didn't go, and Fredrickson rebounded for Mark Morris. Here's Mike Peterson with the ball. Monarchs work the ball against that 2-1-2 Olympia zone. Here's Roberts' shot, around and out. Quickly down court to Neil Larson, who got away. The ball got away from him. However, the official says it was knocked away by Mark Morris.
That's one of those things that you wish kids would take the ball and lay it, but he had to make a two-foot gather, and it cost him the basket.
Number 10, Jeff Denny off the bench for Mark Morris. He's in at guard. Whistle underneath and a foul against Cook of Olympia. His first personal foul. That's 14 fouls on the Bears. There's a good shot of Al Sakaitis, the Olympia coach. His second year there. We'll tell you more about him later. Still a 10-point lead for the Bears. Mark Morris looking to cut it down before halftime. Here's Roberts again, knocked away by Cook, but he'll be whistled for his second personal foul. We'll take another look at that one.
Good.
Mike Roberts at the free throw line for Mark Morris. Couple of substitutions. Number 4, Jer Schrader off the bench for the Bears. And number 24, Dave Walling back in the game for Mark Morris.
Olympia is quite a bit smaller now when Cook goes out of there.
Schrader comes away with a rebound of the missed free throw by Roberts, and Olympia has the ball. 3:20 remaining second quarter. That's Schrader with the ball in the corner. Looking inside, nobody home, so they swing it around the perimeter. Good shot of Kiley working against Roberts. Here's Neil Larson from the top of the key. Sweet left-handed jumper by Neil Larson.
I was going to say Larson's out of his range, but he made me a liar.
We don't know what his range is yet. 12-point lead for the Bears. Here's Roberts inside. Here's Toby Landers. He'll take it from 18. Doesn't get it. Roberts missed the rebound, and Mike Cooper comes out with it for Olympia. Now the Monarchs just can't get the ball to go down. Here's Schrader. 15-footer. Doesn't go. Roberts comes away with it for Mark Morris. The ball tipped away from him, but he gets it back. Here's Walling. Ball shot won't go, and Bolger rebounds for Olympia. So again, just one opportunity, and they couldn't cash in.
It looks like Mark Morris getting a little desperate. They're just kind of throwing the ball up there at times now.
Schrader has it in the corner, now swings it out on top. This is Neil Larson. John Kiley from the corner, and it goes. Well, by contrast, everything's going down for Olympia.
It really is.
14-point lead for the Bears. 1:45 left to go in the second quarter. Ball tipped out of bounds by Kiley. Peterson coming back for Mark Morris. But before he does, we have a timeout on the floor. A minute 47 left to play in the first half of the AA Boys Championship game. The Olympia fans on their feet. They're excited about what's happening here at the Coliseum. The Bears back on the floor. The Monarchs yet to break the huddle. Shooting tells at least part of the story so far in the first half. Morris just can't get it down.
Yeah.
4 of 15 from the field, while the Bears have hit better than half their shots.
Yeah. You can't win shooting 26%.
Not in any league. We're back underway now. The Monarchs have the ball. Denny bounces inside Fredrickson. His shot goes, and he gets the foul. Foul called against 24. That's Neil Larson. And it will send Fredrickson to the free throw line with a chance for a three-point play.
I think they may have to put Vogler back on him.
Good look at Brian Fredrickson, number 42, 16 points in the opening game. He was completely shut out against West Valley in the semifinals, but with Peterson scoring 30, that more than took up the slack. Schrader with the ball, number 4. This is Larson now. And now Schrader in the corner. This is Vogler back on top. Here's Neil Larson driving in side. His shot was swatted away. And now Larson's going to be called for the foul as he went after the basketball.
Well, he made a very poor choice of going in, and then when he was challenged, all he had to do was drop the ball off, and they'd had a layup.
Brian Fredrickson with 88 blocks during the regular season, and he's added to that total in the tournament, and with a couple already tonight.
He has very good timing. He goes to the basketball very well when he's the off man.
1 minute remaining in the first half. AA Boys title game. Mark Morris trying to defend the championship it won last year. It's going to be an uphill battle. Peterson has the ball. Now Jeff Denny. He'll take it from 18. But not get it. And Cooper rebounds for Olympia.
Nobody under the board.
Cooper still has it for the Bears. Works against Toby Landers. There you see the time remaining in the first half. Olympia looks like they'll pull it out and play for the last shot. They can afford to do that with a 12-point lead.
Pretty good strategy.
All right, here we go. Kiley has it in the corner against Peterson. Now Jer Schrader. Better start looking for that shot soon. He'll take it from the free throw line, but not get it. The horn blows. The first half is over here in the AA Boys Championship game. Olympia has looked very good in the first half, shooting very well from the field, while the Monarchs have not been able to get anything down.
I think really, Rick...
Okay, Dave, problems in this first half. Now, what do you do when you go in that locker room, huh?
Well, the thing that we were concerned about at the first of the game was rebounding, and we're not doing much of it. But we're still not out of it, and, you know, I think if we can get the kids on the boards, we can get back into the ball game.
Couldn't buy a basket there for a while, right?
No, we need to be a little more patient and get a little better shots. But I think the key right now is the boards.
Okay. Did that zone really bother you that much?
Yeah, I think the kids need to recognize they're switching defenses on us and need to recognize when they switch back and forth. And again, just a little more patience and get a little better shots.
Okay, we'll let you go. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, good luck in the second half. Thank you very much. The coach of the defending champion, Mark Morris. And we'll be back and have more of the AA Championship game live from the Seattle Center Coliseum right after this.
Of the half because of the fact that they went to the offensive board. That in the first part of the game, I thought the whole difference was Olympia getting second and third opportunities and finally getting the ball in.
Mark Morris, the defending AA state champion, located in Longview. The Monarchs play in the St. Helens League. They've placed in the top 16 in the tournament 13 times. That's some kind of state record. Two-time AA champions in 78 and 85. They had the MVP last year in Scott Brownrigg, who now plays at Bellevue Community College. Now more on Mark Morris High School in Longview.
Welcome to Longview, home of the reigning 1985 AA state championships, the Mark Morris Monarchs. Founded by Robert A. Long in 1922, the city was centered around heavy industry, particularly forestry products. With nearby Mount St. Helens forests and waterways, Longview attracts tourists to a city that also supports a symphony and a performing arts theater. Its location at the juncture of the Columbia River and the I-5 corridor gives the city its nickname, Gateway to the Pacific Rim. Lake Sacagawea in the town center is widely used for recreation, athletic purposes, and a major July 4th celebration. Mark Morris, with 1,000 students, is a comprehensive high school, meeting students' needs for excellence in academics, athletics, and community service. The school offers a broad-based curriculum, ranging from basic subjects to business and vocational programs. Parents play a strong role in helping students make decisions throughout their school years, starting with the Freshman Orientation Barbecue. A popular department at Mark Morris, Science sponsors an annual fair and produces project award winners. Traditional courses, including journalism, business, industrial arts, and art, provide the necessary curriculum for today's graduates. By sharing specialty curriculum with R.A. Long, the other district high school, Mark Morris also offers such courses as Japanese, auto repair, plastics, health occupations, and teen parenting. In health classes, CPR methods allow students to earn certification. Chorale and instrumental groups consistently earn high ratings in state competitions. Mark Morris' strong physical education program includes weightlifting and aquatics, in which elementary students learn how to swim.
Excellence at Mark Morris extends way beyond the basketball team, and excellence in all kinds of activities is the main concern of Cliff Gillies, the executive director of the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association. Bruce King standing by with Cliff right now.
Rick, thank you very much. This man has to be very, very happy tonight because you look around the crowd here, it's really a great crowd. And even though it's a one-sided game here right now, it looks like it's going to be a great finish, great AAA game coming up.
No question about it, Bruce, and that's what high school athletics is all about.
Well, Cliff, now, let's get away from this AAA, AA thing for a moment, because you had quite a show down in Tacoma when you had the boys and the girls A games going on at the same time, and it was very successful.
It came out excellent. In fact, much better than we anticipated. The boys' game and the girls' game going on at the same time in the Tacoma Dome. And obviously, the fans were delighted with the opportunity to travel from one court to the other, depending on how the games were going, actually.
Are you going to do that again?
Oh, yes. We'll try it. Our board met just this weekend and said that we're going to go at it again next year. And thanks to the Tacoma Dome people making that dates available to us and a great tournament manager like Doug MacArthur, we'll sure go at it again.
Well, Cliff, good luck to you. I know you're a busy man, and I know you got things to do right now, but thank you for dropping by.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate your support and all the things that are happening here tonight as well.
Thank you, Cliff, very much. Cliff Gelly is the executive director of the WIAA. And now, here's Rick Meter. Rick?
Thank you, Bruce. We're going to take a short break as halftime. 6 points. The Bears have tripled that. 18 points for Olympia up front.
I think Frederickson had 2 of those, and I don't know, forget which had the other one, but they've got to get some more scoring inside, and they've got to control the boards better on the defense.
That's exactly the difference in the game. 12 points. You see the score on the screen. Olympia has doubled the Monarchs' total so far.
It's amazing. I think they're kind of similar in types of teams, and I think they like to do this equally, the same types of offensive and defensive things. But right now, Olympia, at least in the first half, took Mark Morris out of their game plan, and I don't think that Mark Morris did much to change what Olympia was trying to do.
Leading scorer in the first half for Olympia, John Cook with 10 points. Kiley has 6. For Mark Morris, Peterson with 4 and Frederickson with 4. 2 other players with 2, and that's all they have. 12 points is a pretty low scoring half in any man's league.
It really is, and I think that probably may not have been as much their bad shooting, the defense, as the fact that they just missed a lot of good shots.
Well, maybe this was the problem here. We see it under one of the baskets, a ladder going up, and Oh, it was just with the net. Is that the basket Mark Morris was shooting at the entire first half?
No, obviously
it's
the other one. I guess what happened, Olympia wore the net out.
Trimming the twine at one end of the court. As both teams are ready to resume action. I guess we're burning the twine.
Yeah.
Couple of things to watch for as we resume action here in the second half. You won't see much activity on the part of the coaches on the bench. They've changed the rules this year and really restricted the movement of the coaches. They're rarely on their feet, maybe timeouts, and only in the case of a positive response to a play can coaches jump to their feet. A little bit different than at the college level, wouldn't you say?
Much so. I would probably be teed almost every other play.
All right, underway in the second half. Olympia has the ball. The Bears leading it by 12. This is Kiley with it. The Bears start the same five as opened the game. Kiley and Cooper at guards. Bolger and Larson at forwards, and John Cook at center. This is Bolger. Spins inside. Doesn't get the shot up. There's the follow. It won't go, but he's fouled by Fredrickson. Second personal against Brian Fredrickson. He was in foul trouble in the semifinal game against West Valley, and that was a big part of the reason he wasn't much of a factor in that game. Shut out at in the scoring column and only 2 rebounds. Here's a good look at Thad Bolger, number 42, 6'7" junior.
Again, the fact they didn't cut the people off the board gave him the chance to get fouled. Second shot.
Bolger misses both free throw opportunities. And here comes Mark Morris the other way, rather. Scott Johnson tried to bounce the ball inside Fredrickson. Larson stole it for Olympia. There's Kiley with it.
KOMO TV4, Seattle.
Well, so far, Olympia doing just exactly what they wanted to do. Well, not on that play. Steal by Roberts. He'll take it the other way. Laying off the glass, but ball goes through the hoop, and he draws the foul.
And that's one of those times that you may as well give him the 2 rather than, if you're going to foul him, you got to not let him get his arms up.
Here's the play again. Roberts just stepped in front of the pass by Cooper. And Cooper fouled him at the other end. First foul against Cooper. Here's Roberts at the line. 3-point play for Mike Roberts, the young junior guard.
That might be an indication that Mark Morris is going to come out and play a little more aggressively out front.
They need something to get them going, some kind of spark. 9-point lead for Olympia. Early third quarter of the AA Boys Championship game. Again, Roberts knocks the ball away, but Larson catches up with it for Olympia. Inside, this is Bolger. Nice move at the baseline. Shot won't go, but Cook is there. Larson, rather, there for the follow.
The offensive boards, they're killing them. They just got to take away the extra shot.
Well, Larson got good position that time. Both he and Cook were there. Back to an 11-point lead now. Fredrickson inside. His shot missed everything and went right to Neil Larson.
Now we have some preparation.
There's a shot of Al Sakaitis coaching from his seat at courtside. Bounce pass inside to Bolger. The ball knocked away by Fredrickson, but he's called for the foul, and that's the third personal foul on number 42, Brian Fredrickson. Substitution for the Monarchs. Toby Landers comes in quickly, and Fredrickson will stay in there, and Scott Johnson will take a seat. Interesting story on Landers. You see him with a knee brace there on the baseline. Transferred across town from R.A. Long. He was the MVP for the Lumberjacks last year.
He must have wanted to come and play for the state tournament.
Bears have the ball. This is Cooper in the corner. Now Cook takes it inside, dishes to Larson, and Neil Larson banks it off the board and in.
So just that quickly, the Bears have a 13-point lead again, 28-15.
Larson's making me a profit. I said he's the guy that I think could make the difference on the matchups.
Fredrickson went inside, couldn't get the hoop, but he got the foul. Brian Fredrickson will be at the line. The foul on 42, Thad Bolger. Here's another look at that play. Brian Fredrickson, 14-point scoring average. First free throw is short. He's an excellent shooter. He's had a very good year for the Monarchs, and he's already signed with Gonzaga. So he'll be playing his college basketball in Spokane.
I think one of the... We'll drop that because he got a nice... Cook came up with a big rebound off the missed free throw.
Fredrickson missed them both, so the Monarchs can't cut that 13-point lead. Here's Larson again. He'll take the jumper. It's going to be short. Cook with a rebound. Blocked by Dave Walling. And Mark Morris gets it back. For the most part, it's been a very slow-paced game. Both teams content to play half-court offense. I remember only one flurry in the first half, really. Fredrickson's shot over and off. Whistle underneath, and the foul against Cook of Olympia. Substitution for the Monarchs, number 34, Mike Smith in the game, and Fredrickson takes his seat now. Smith, a 6'3" senior forward, has not scored in the tournament so far, played in the first two games. Here's Toby Landers, his shot off the glass and in.
Looks like Olympia's lost a little intensity on defense now. They get a little, sometimes that happens. You get into the second half and you have they think a comfortable lead. They lose momentum that way.
Well, that's one of the things Mark Morris is looking for. They'd like to close it down a little bit here in the third quarter. We're about halfway through, 4:10 left to go, third quarter. Olympia with the ball. Here's Cook.
Got a nice touch.
Cook is a 59% shooter from the field, so he can put it down. 13-point lead again for Olympia.
Back playing man again right now. With Fredrickson out of there, they match up a little better in the man.
There's Peterson from outside. We haven't heard much from Mike Peterson
No, he hasn't had the ball too much.
He's been a prolific scorer over the years.
I think the zone bothered him too. They went back to man, and right away he got a basket.
11-point lead for the Bears. Here's Neil Larson in the corner. Now Kiley with it. Back to Larson. Inside, right to Dave Walling of Mark Morris. And here they go the other way. Mike Roberts has it. Stops at the free throw line. Here's Mike Smith. And he puts it down for Mark Morris.
Had a few self-inflicted turnovers by the Bears in this last 2 or 3 minutes.
The Monarchs have cut the lead to 9. Olympia wants timeout, so we'll take a break. Tacoma and the State Music Solo Contest, April 26th in Seattle. Admission is free. There's a stat that tells, again, part of the story of this game. Frontline scoring, Olympia with a huge advantage.
Yeah, they've come back like they did in the first quarter, pounded the boards, and particularly the offensive boards.
Olympia leads it by 9. 3 minutes exactly left third quarter. Kiley double team, now gets it away. Before he does, he's grabbed on the arm by Mike Peterson. Mike didn't like the call, but that's understandable. Here's the look at the double team.
Well, it's hard to tell. A lot of bodies. It looked like he was reaching at him, but he couldn't really see the grab.
Bears have the ball. This is Cooper. They've been very patient, looked for good shots, and got him down. Here's Cook. Can't score from the free throw line. Mark Morris rebound. Peterson now takes it inside. Pump fake. Throws it up. Doesn't get it. And Bolger rebounds for Olympia.
Vogler's been a tower of strength on the boards. I'll tell you, he's been saving them.
John Kiley quarterbacking this Olympia Bear basketball team. Has everybody where he wants them, and now they run the play. Larson has it. Now Mike Cooper. Saved at the end line by Cook, and the Bears swing it to the side. That's Thad Folger with the basketball. Tried to go to Larson. Peterson stepped in front, kicked it the other way, and banks it in. Mike Peterson scored for Mark Morris.
Olympia has become tentative. There's Mark Morris is man-to-man and out on the guards and zoning the back line, and they're really giving them problems.
The Monarchs have cut the lead to 7, a minute 20 left to go in the third quarter. Here's Cook with the ball. Pace seems to be picking up just a little bit now. Olympia still patiently working the ball around the perimeter, trying to go inside with the big guys, Folger and Cook. Here's Cooper with it. Kiley in the corner. Neil Larson. Here's Kiley. He'll take a high-arching jump shot. Doesn't go, but Cook pulls it down for the Bears.
Tell you, Cook is strong. When he gets a hold of it, they don't take it away from him.
Here's Cooper's shot. It won't go, but John Cook comes in and gets it. His shot doesn't go. And we've got a wrestling match. Didn't last very long. I don't think I'd want to tangle with John Cook.
I wouldn't either, particularly at my age.
Let's sort this one out now, see which way the call goes.
They may have called a double. I don't know. I can't.
Well, there was a foul on Cook because he now has 4 personal fouls. Yeah. Who else was involved there? Mike Smith for the Monarchs.
I tell you, that's could be a big, big foul. Olympia needs him badly in there on the boards and for his shooting, too.
Mark Morris will try to cut the lead to 5. Before they do, a whistle inside. It was Jerry Schrader on the floor for Olympia, but he's going to be called for the personal foul.
That would be interesting to see that one again.
Dave Walling at the free throw line for Olympia. For Mark Morris, rather. That's his first point tonight. He's been the most consistent player for Mark Morris. Good all-around athlete, a swimmer. He qualified for 2 events in the state swim meet.
Got the shoulders of a swimmer.
Also an all-state water polo player. Misses the second free throw. Schrader came out with it for Olympia. The Bears have 15 seconds to score. 6-point lead for Olympia. Here's Cooper now, Neil Larson. Going to be an offensive foul on Larson of Olympia. The Mark Morris Monarchs will get the ball back with 4 seconds left in the quarter.
Larson's got to start giving the ball up, and he's been going one-on-one in this quarter, and he's had at least 3 serious errors, and that's hurt his team.
Larson now with 3 personal fouls. Quickly Peterson the other way. Gets the shot off from the top of the key, but again can't get it down. So the Monarchs are denied, but they've cut the lead to 6 after 3 quarters. Olympia leading Mark Morris by 6 in the AA ball. 1 quarter left to play in this basketball game. Olympia leads by 6. The Bears have been in front the entire distance. Here's a halftime score from the arena where the AAA girls game is underway. Monarchs will play it in from midcourt.
Looks like the momentum has just gradually been changing, and I think the first couple of minutes are going to tell maybe what the outcome is going to be.
Monarchs could score a couple of hoops. We might have quite a finish here.
I think you're right.
Here's Landers with the ball. His shot is good. Toby Landers scores it for Mark Morris, and that cuts the Olympia lead to 4. Here's Cooper, works against Mike Peterson. Monarchs man-to-man now. Bolger saw an opening, pulled up for the jump shot, doesn't get it, and Dave Walling rebounds for Mark Morris.
I think they need Bolger to play the boards, not to go outside and shoot.
I wonder if it'll be just the opposite of that district final game where Olympia overcame a 10-point Mark Morris lead to win. This could go the other way. This Peterson shot doesn't go, but the follow is good.
They're playing with three small guards, Olympia is, and that's really paying for it on the boards.
2-point lead for the Bears. And we'll see what kind of composure Olympia brings to this championship game. Mark Morris, of course, was here last year. Larson had the ball. Nearly taken away by Roberts. Here's Bolger inside. One of those high percentage shots.
Yeah, the good pass. Larson did that time what he failed to do a couple other times, draw the defense to him and drop the ball off to the open man.
Brian Fredrickson up off the bench. He's sitting at courtside. They want to get him back in the ballgame. Here's Walling inside, scoring for Mark Morris.
They're going to the forward that has the third guard on him, and he just can't contain him.
Kiley has it for Olympia. Now Jerry Schrader. Now Larson nearly loses it. He'll take the jump shot and hit it from the free throw line.
It looked like one of those prayers, but it was answered.
Once again, a 4-point lead for Olympia. Just under 6 minutes left to go in the ballgame. Al Sakaitis coaching from the bench. Here's Peterson. He'll pull up and take it to the top of the key. Doesn't get it.
And Bolger, as usual, gets the board.
Peterson tries to make the steal, and now the foul is called on Mike Peterson. Very intense competitor. A feisty little fella, as we said, averaging 18 points a game. Has a season high of 33. And he had a big game in the semifinal win over West Valley, 30 points. Bounce pass inside to Bolger, whistle, and traveling is the call against Olympia. And so Mark Morris gets the ball.
Didn't have control of the ball, though.
Mike Roberts has it for Mark Morris. Very quick move by Kiley. He steals it. And good.
That might be the big play in the ball game.
Monarchs were making their move, but a great play by John Kiley of Olympia. The steal, and he scored, and that's a 6-point lead. Here's Fredrickson inside, tried to turn into the lane. Excuse me, that's Walling. He was cut off, but the whistle will be against Olympia.
Yeah, but he was there. The guy turns and hits him in the chest. He doesn't have to get out of his road.
Dave Walling at the free throw line for Mark Morris. 1 for 2 from the line in tonight's game. This shot won't go, but Roberts comes up with it at the baseline. Here's Mike Peterson. Looks to make something happen for Mark Morris. Peterson shot off the front rim, and Larson rebounds for Olympia.
I think Mike Peterson might be trying a little hard right now. He's trying to do it by himself.
One of the things Coach Denny mentioned to me last night about Mike Peterson, needs to be a little more selective in his shot making.
Yep.
That might have been an example, but it's getting down to cases here for the Monarchs. They've got to do something. Here's Larson with the ball. Chest to chest with Dave Walling. Here's Kiley. Cooper has it. Free throw line. Good.
I'll tell you, when they set up, those two little guards can shoot it. When they set up and take what we consider a good shot.
Mike Cooper, third leading scorer for Olympia, averages 11 points a game, and the Bears have stemmed the tide momentarily. Olympia has opened an 8-point lead, and Mark Morris wants to talk things over. 3:48 remaining in the fourth quarter of the AA Boys Championship game. We'll be right back.
An IRA test. True or false? You know everything about IRAs. Your IRA is individually tailored to meet your financial needs.
No way.
Your IRA is part of a complete plan to build your financial future.
Olympia leading Mark Morris of Longview. The Monarchs trying to defend the AA championship they won last year, but it's been an uphill battle all the way. The Monarchs trying to overcome a poor shooting night. They got the lead within 4, but Olympia has pushed it back up. One of the advantages the Monarchs may have is the foul trouble the Olympia Bears front line finds itself in. Cook with 4. Although he's coming back, Vogler and Larson with 3 apiece.
I think they can probably shift them around well enough that they're not going to get hurt too much with only just under 4 minutes left.
Walling plays the ball in to Mike Roberts for Mark Morris. Toby Landers with it. Here's Mike Peterson. Shot from 17 doesn't go, but the foul against Olympia. Mike Cooper called for the foul. Some discussion by Kiley, but the call will stand. Al Sakaitis, assistant coach Tim Healy looking on from the bench as Mike Peterson goes to the charity line for Mark Morris. Peterson, a 78% free throw shooter. All conference in the St. Helens League.
They got to make every chance they get, Rick. They can't miss those.
3.5 minutes left to go in the ball game. Olympia has the ball. Cook with it, back in the game, playing with 4 fouls. He drew the foul that time from Fredrickson of Mark Morris. Here's a score from the arena. A final in the girls AAA championship game. It was Juanita over Port Angeles, 67-55. So another state championship for Juanita High School from Kirkland. Cook at the free throw line. He's the leading scorer in the ball game for Olympia with a dozen and make it 13. He can push the lead back up to 9.
With those hands, Don James might make him a tight end.
He played some tight end in high school and some defensive tackle, and that's where the Huskies planned to play him, but you never know. Both free throws good by Cook. Olympia leads by 9 again. Mike Roberts has the ball for Mark Morris. Now Scott Johnson. Roberts. Here's Fredrickson inside. No call. The basket counts. 7-point Olympia lead.
They don't seem to recognize that he is left-handed. He turns that way every time to the basket, and he always is able to get the baseline on him.
Bears working the ball now around the perimeter. Larson has it. .235 left to go in the 4th quarter. Here's Kyler. The Bears will be very patient now. Inside to Vogler. Bad pass stolen by Walling of Mark Morris.
Good reaction by Fredrickson, getting his hand on the ball and deflecting it.
Bucket here could cut the lead to 5. And if the Monarchs are ever going to make a move, now is the time.
They have to get it. It's a big, big possession time.
Here's Fredrickson inside. Left-handed jump shot. Won't go. Again, Cook comes out with it for Olympia. That was a big rebound. Under 2 minutes now. Monarchs in a position now where they pretty much have to start fouling and send the Bears to the free throw line and put the pressure on Olympia to make the free throw. There you see the final from the arena. Juanita winning the AAA Girls State Championship. Foul against Mark Morris. Foul was against number 30, Scott Johnson. his first personal foul. And he'll take a seat in favor of Jeff Denny. Cooper at the free throw line for Olympia. Six-foot senior guard Mike Cooper, an 80% free throw shooter. Just 2 points tonight. That's well below his season average of 11. Coach Al Sakaitis said last night we need Cooper to score, but maybe more important for him to have a good defensive game on Mike Peterson, and I think he's done that.
He sure has. Played very well.
Second free throw rims out, an 8-point lead for Olympia. 1:36 left to play in the game.
Mark Morris made another substitute, took Big Frederickson out and going to a more active mobile. They're going man-to-man all over the court, which puts a little guy checking Vogler.
Toby Lander's got the last bucket for Mark Morris. This is Larson with it. Down court to Kiley.
Roberts forgot to check off his man.
Well, Roberts got there late and got the foul on Mike Roberts. Junior guard from Mark Morris. And it'll be Kiley going to the free throw line for Olympia. John Kiley, he and Cooper are the captains of this Olympia Bear Ball Club. Good look at John Kiley. Student council vice president. Pretty good soccer player, we understand. Pretty good free thrower.
Pretty cool ball club, Olympia. Played very impressively.
They've shown good poise, good composure. Mark Morris has made a couple of runs at him, but the Bears said that's enough. Kiley hits both free throws. With a minute 12 remaining in the game, we'll take a timeout. Olympia with a sizable advantage. Wanted to mention something about the coaches of the respective teams. Mark Morris coach Dave Denny, former player at Port Angeles. It's his 10th year at Mark Morris. He coaches kind of like he's played, we're told. Quiet, low-key, but very effective. He gets his kids ready to play. He had a chance to nail down his third state championship tonight, but it doesn't look good for the Monarchs. I'll tell you more about Al Sakaitis in just a moment. Mark Morris with the ball. That's Jeff Denny scoring, and yes, he is the coach's son, and immediately the Monarchs want timeout.
Looked like father told his son, go in there and get a basket. And he did.
Well, like most coaches' sons, I guess, Jeff Denny is a good, fundamentally sound player. Just a sophomore at 5'9", so his whole future is ahead of him, as Kirk County would say. A look across the way, and now into the Olympia hut. A look at the Olympia cheering section. They've had a lot to be happy about tonight.
Sure have. I would have to say that both teams are very well coached. I think these are two fine high school coaches.
Bears play the ball in. Cooper had it, and he was fouled by Mike Roberts. One tick off the scoreboard clock. 1:01 remaining in the game. And Cooper will go to the free throw line for the Olympia Bears. Cooper with just 3 points in the ball game so far. Make it 4. He's a very good student, 3.9 GPA.
We've got some fine students on both ball clubs.
And he's a fine free throw shooter. Cooper gets them both, and it's back to an 8-point lead for Olympia. Rich Roberts' fall-away jump shot won't go. Battle inside, and Vogler comes out with it. And back in the hands of Mike Cooper. That's Jeff Denny. Reaches around, tried to knock the ball away, and got him on the arm. Foul on number 10, Jeff Denny. Not much doubt about that call. 45 seconds remaining now. Cooper back at the free throw line for Olympia.
Not much else that Mark Morris can do. They just got to keep the clock stopped and hope that they miss.
Bears come in with a record of 23-2. They have won 15 straight ball games, counting the 2 wins in the tournament so far. They beat Cheney in the opening round and Shorewood in a real scrap here at the Coliseum last night. Cooper gets them both. It's a 10-point lead for Olympia. Here's Toby Landers, drives inside. Going to be called for the offensive foul. Didn't get the bucket, and he was whistled for the foul.
I think that's what most coaches tell their players. Take the ball to the hole and hope to get a three-point play, but it just didn't turn out that way.
Larson will play the ball in for Olympia. Kiley splits the double team and goes quickly the other way. Caught from behind by Denny and Roberts. And one of them will get the foul. Foul goes against Denny, his second personal, and this time it'll be John Kiley at the free throw line. Mike Roberts has it for Mark Morris. Drives around Kiley, puts up a shot. And we're still not having great luck, at least on the first opportunity, but that was Dave Walling with the follow shot. Cuts the Olympia lead to 8, and so with 20 seconds remaining, the Monarchs take their last time out.
I think what it shows is it's very difficult to repeat as champion in almost any state, national, or whatever tournament.
Mark Morris won it all last year, knocking off Chief Selt in the championship game, and I think Selt came in undefeated in something like 26 games.
I think that's right.
Let's go now to the Mark Morris huddle and hear what Coach Dave Denny has to say. Well, assistant coach Steve McCallum really doing more of the talking in the Mark Morris huddle. There's a good look at the Olympia Bears as they break camp and come out for the final 20 seconds of this AA championship game. Bears will have the ball. We'll have Larson at the end line. We'll have help from the two guards, Cooper and Kiley, and Cook also back there. The foul.
Lost 1 second is all.
Foul against number 12 is Max Anderson in the ball game for Mark Morris. Senior guard who doesn't see a lot of playing time. I guess soccer is his primary sport. He was the MVP of Mark Morris in the sport of soccer. And his hero, he says, is Franz Beckenbauer, the great West German sweeper. Mike Cooper at the line for Olympia. Doesn't go. Walling comes out with it. Here's Jeff Denny. Shot bounces off. Vogler has it and clears to John Cook. He had nobody in front of him, but he decides to hold up. Now he goes down court to Cooper. Pass is too tall and goes out of bounds. Now the Monarchs will have only 3 seconds left, and there's not much they can do about it now.
No, not a thing.
Max Anderson will throw it the length of the court. Misses everything. The buzzer sounds, and the Bears gather at midcourt, jubilant. Olympia has won the AA Boys State Championship, taking the title from the team that won it last year, the Mark Morris Monarchs.
And I think there's a good possibility you could see these two teams back. I think they'll be back in the tournament. Whether they're in the championship next year is going to be hard to say.
Well, Mark Morris certainly has made a habit of getting to the playoffs. As we told you at one point, 13 times in the last 16 years. Dave Denny is a very respected coach, a very capable coach, and he's got some young talent, and who knows, they could be back. Bolger, just a junior at 6'6", and still growing.
I think the thing that perhaps was a little sad for me was a great player like Mike Peterson kind of lost his cool early, and it hurt